funding the government is a big deal. Locally, there is a group of people in Downingtown that are trying to get an ambulance system going that'll really make everything more efficient. So as I say, so much is going on in and around our area. We are going to begin by going to Washington, D.C. Survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's abuse are speaking there as lawmakers from both parties demand the full release of the files on the late sex offender.
I mean, was this a hostile action for these survivors to come and testify in the House of Representatives? Is it a hostile action that 3 women co-sponsored this legislation on the Republican side? Why is the White House trying to bully women in Congress who are trying to protect women who are just regular people who haven't been heard? That's a question that needs to be asked. And finally, where are the men? We're the men on the Republican side of the aisle. They need to step up and just basically tell the White House, look, I support your ideology at the White House, but on this issue, you're wrong. 80% of the base, 80% of the people who elected Donald Trump want these files released, and the other 20% aren't paying attention to the issue. So it's the right thing policy-wise, and it's the right thing political-wise. They just have to disassociate themselves from a few billionaire donors that they feel indebted to.
Are you personally worried at all by the White House's threats against you or Representative Martin Taylor Greene? Or
No, I'm the threat that's already happened. I mean, they're already running $2 million of ads against me. It's 3 billionaires, 2 hedge fund managers. One of them is in Epstein's black book.
Who are these billionaires?
John Paulson.
And again, what you were listening to there is clearly a reporter that was interviewing one of the men that was at that bipartisan press conference. Again, lawmakers from both sides of the political aisle trying to get transcripts released. They're working together with survivors of Epstein. Again, the deceased sex offender, he committed suicide in jail. Back here at home, Downingtown, they have an ambulance situation. They're basically setting up a new hub, as I understand, that will make getting to people who need help more efficient. Again, this is Downingtown. We're going to take you there now.
I can place mine over there. Spread out the group, right in the blue, spread it out. Yeah. I think go next to me. I don't have to go. Is that okay? Oh, okay. We have a couple microphones on press conferences again. Bill stands side. No, you're not good. You guys obviously don't know who to listen to immediately.
So again, what you're looking at, Tina, one of our photographers, you see her there. She was attaching the microphone to the central place where these members of the Downingtown, obviously law enforcement and fire department, are going to speak with reporters. So one of the things you're going to see in this show along the way is a little bit of like behind the scenes. As I said, Tina, one of our best photographers, always there, always insightful, kind of getting ready for that press conference. It looks like there are members of fire department, police, and other people within government that are beginning to speak. Our understanding is they're going to set up a new type of hub that will make getting help to people who live in and around the area easier for them. It looks like they are going to begin speaking, so let's go back.
A great announcement for the Benstown community, for our Department of Public Safety. We're here today at the Union Fire Station. It is now part of the Benstown Volunteer Fire Department, the new consolidated department. And the announcement today is that we will now have our 3rd ambulance station running out of this firehouse to deliver services to the lower end of Benstown. This is something that was committed to by Mayor Joe DiGirolamo during the consolidation process over the past 3 years, that we would not forget the residents here and that we would continue our services here to make sure those services are delivered, especially in times of severe storms and flooding, which the residents are concerned about here. So at this time, I would like to introduce Mayor Joe DiGirolamo who was the lead on this and who brought this to the township. And then after him speaking will be Director Tom Topley from our Bensalem EMS, who will really describe for you what these services bring and what having access to this building will now bring to the township. Mayor?
Thank you, Bill. This is monumental for us down here at the lower end. First of all, we have to thank DMS and Tom Topley and all of the people you see behind us to make this work in Bensalem. This is a very, very important project. It's 3 years in the making. It's finally come to fruition, and we want everybody to understand that there'll always be EMS here, and there will always be security for fire in case they need it because of the problems we have on State Road and Station Avenue flooding. So we'll keep this community lower end safe at all times. It was a commitment, and we live by that commitment. So we're very, very fortunate today to say it's they've been down here for about a week now, but it's really opening day for all of us and for the community to know and get and understand why we're here today and what a big, big day this is for Bensalem. Anytime that we can give more security to our community between our police, fire, and EMS, we're doing it. This is what we're about here in Bensalem, a safe community. And we'll continue to do it wherever the needs are needed here in Bensalem. That this is a big, big step for us here, and we're certainly all the gratitude to the volunteer fire companies that helped us get to this point, and Tom Topley, who absolutely, through his directorship, has got this down here now. So from today on, but they've been down here for a week or two. Tom, how long have you been down here?
About 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks. But they're here for good, guys. So it's a great thing for our Bensalem community. I want to bring up, before I bring up Tom Topley, I'll bring up Joe Knowles to say a few words. Joe?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I'm Joe Knowles. I'm the president of Township Council, and we work really hard along with Ed Kisselback and Joe Polari and Stacy Champion and Michelle Benitez, our council, to make sure we took care of this part of Bensalem. My brother John Knowles was the president of Union Fire Company, so we were on the phone a lot. And my grandfather John Barron actually opened this firehouse up because of the flooding, because they had horses back then. The horses couldn't get through the water. But we're proud to have the ambulance down here, and there was a flooding problem. We'll station some fire trucks down here to make sure people are covered. Thank you, Mayor, for everything you do for Bensalem.
It's a team effort. I always talk about teams. Teams make it work. No individual gets things done without a team, so we're lucky with that. And now Tom Topley, the director of our EMS. Tom?
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to go with the sentiments of the Director of Public Safety, Mayor, Councilman Knowles, that we're here to stay. I want to thank the Mayor, Council, the Bensalem Volunteer Fire Department for having the foresight to put us here. I approached the Mayor quite some time ago and said in the next 3 to 5 years, I think we need to open a station in the Andalusia area. There's construction projects going on, there's weather events, traffic, and sometimes it's a little hard for us to get down here. I have some ties to this area and this firehouse. I spent the first 6 years of my life just a few blocks from here on Station Avenue, and then my family moved right across from St. Elizabeth's Convent on Langstroth Lane in Bensalem. I grew up here, I knew a lot of families here, and it's very important to me that we service the people of Andalusia and Corals Heights the best we can. I also, many people don't know, Captain Milt Major was a firefighter who passed away in the line of duty many, many years ago. I was on the ambulance that took him to the hospital. He was a member of Union Fire Company. So we have the monument to the fallen firefighters from Union Fire Company over here, which we are trying to preserve, and the playground in the back dedicated to Captain Milt Major we're trying to preserve. The purpose of us being down here is exactly we're going to better our response times. They're well within the state guidelines now. We get anywhere in Bensalem usually within 8 minutes of dispatch, which is incredible. But we wanted to prepare for the future, construction projects, traffic projects, weather events, and be down here where we can really help the people of Andalusia and Cornwallis Heights. The Bensalem Volunteer Fire Department was very generous in helping us get in this building. I also want to thank our staff. Ralph Huddick in particular spent a week down here cleaning and preparing and moving furniture. And we always wondered how long it would take to actually move into a station if we got one. And we did it in 3 weeks. Incredible work by our staff, our chiefs, and Ralph. Finally, I'd like to say this is our first station where we're actually in a community, part of a community. Our main station in Bensalem is kind of not in a residential area. It's centrally located. It's a great station. Our satellite station, Nottingham Fire Company, is kind of on the edge of a neighborhood, but it's not our station. It's the fire company station. We tag along with the fire company doing a lot of community events, but we want to involve the community down here too. In fact, I think we're offering a free hands-only CPR class tonight, which we advertised in the community, and we're going to try to offer one community class, CPR, first aid, things like that, monthly, to try to get the community involved in the station and keep that feel of having a firehouse here. I'm happy to take any questions or anything.
Is this staffed 24/7?
Currently, it's going to be staffed during the day, and we're hiring staff to staff it from 8 a.m. till midnight. After midnight, the call volume and the traffic in Bensalem slows greatly. So with our current 2 medic units at off after midnight shift, we can handle all the jobs quite adequately. If there's a weather event or some emergency we predict where it'd be tough to come down here, this will be staffed over the midnight hours.
And when you say, to expand back on that weather event, should there be that weather event, anticipation of a storm or something, there'll be fire apparatus as well over here too?
Yes, the fire company plans on sending apparatus down here. They actually still have these 3 bays available to them for anything they need to do.
You're not changing any of the name or anything?
There'll be some new signage, but we do want to preserve as much of the history of the firehouse as possible.
Already, if you
Yeah, I saw that.
One more time, this was just not used current, what was happening here until this?
You want to handle that, Director?
That's a good question. So from 2022 till the end of 2023, we went through a consolidation of our 6 legacy fire companies to form one volunteer service, Bensalem Volunteer Fire Department. I would specifically like to thank their leadership, their president and vice president and chief. They could have sold this property. That's something the township did not want. We feel it's a part of Bensalem fabric, and the mayor's commitment and our Department of Public Safety's commitment was to make sure we still had EMS service out of here and fire service when needed. So they did a great job, and they were very generous to the township in allowing this and facilitating this. So we're glad it's here to stay, and it's service to the community. It's life-saving efforts out to the community. So I would reiterate what's been said. Thank you to the men and women behind me who serve our Bensalem EMS and do an incredible job, our volunteer firemen, our career staff, everyone who comes together, and our police officers to make Bensalem safe. But thank you all. Any other questions?
Yeah, really quick. Not specific, but what does it mean as far as response times for this area of Bensalem? Kind of a little, not hardcore specifics, but just kind of like a broad overview.
As you heard Director Topley say, typically they're out in 8 minutes or on scene for all of our services. You know what street roads like, 95's like on Route 1 during the day. We blow up to about 250.
So there you see it. They have a new firehouse that has been repurposed, and it will now be open and ready for the people in Bensalem. You talked about the fact, or the officials there talked about the fact that they need it to help each other. They're also going to need it in weather emergencies. So again, it's a new station. It will improve efficiency and what they can do for that community. All right, that is just one of the things we're doing. Bensalem is in Bucks County. There's an event happening, King of Prussia, Montgomery County. You stay right there. We'll bring it to you when we come right back. Welcome back, everybody. I am Jen Frederick. This is Fox 29 live at noon. We have a lot going on today here in our regional area, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware. There's also a ton going on in Washington, D.C. And for this show, we're going to be showing you some stuff that's just really cool live happening now. If you have a young person at home, a kiddo, you probably know about the Goddard School. It's one of the nation's leading preschool programs. It's a group of schools. You see them in many communities. Well, today, beginning of National Literacy Month, you see that guy right there. He is reading on a stream, and he's trying to have the most people watch someone reading a book for young people in Guinness history. You know, the Guinness Book of World Records. A lot of people are obsessed by that. So what we're going to do is we're going to help him out. We're going to stream this a little bit because even though there are Goddard schools all around the country, this guy is reading right near us in King of Prussia.
Would you like to know more about? I hope you never stop asking questions. And I hope your days are always filled with wonder. The end. I love that book, didn't you? I thought it was great. I wonder how we did. Do you think we did it? Do you think we broke the record? Oh man, I don't know. I'm kind of nervous. I don't know. Michael, what do you think? This is Michael from the Guinness Book of World Records.
Hey everyone, how are you? Oh. I like the enthusiasm. So as you heard, my name is Michael Emprick from Guinness World Records in New York City. This was an official Guinness World Records attempt for most people watching a reading live stream on YouTube. Because this was a new record, we set a minimum of 1,500 people, and we're still totaling up the numbers from the live stream to figure out how many people were watching at the peak. But today, I can announce in New York, USA, the Goddard School had well over 6,000 people. It's a new Guinness World Records title. Congratulations, come on. You guys are officially amazing. Great job. Steve, come on in.
Wow.
No, you go in the middle.
You all did it. Come on. Great job, guys. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you for each one of you. We couldn't really do this without your participation. I want to thank Steve.
Gotta believe we helped with that. Again, the Goddard School reading a book, trying to get the most streamed ever, and they got the record. Pretty cool event. Again, that's in King of Prussia. New York City numbers, they're also tabulating. That is in Montgomery County. Also in Montgomery County, or I believe Chester, on what was probably the first or second day of school, or the school, back to school eve, just a horrific story. Everyone in the suburbs is talking about it. Greg, I know that you're just beginning to learn about it. Just a horrible accident. The details which will break your heart, whether or not you have children or not. It involves a deer and a car and a family that will be changed forever.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right, Jen. I mean, it is an extremely heartbreaking story that all unfolded right here along Route 322 in West Bradford Township over here in Chester County. What happened was essentially there was a vehicle that was driving, and that vehicle struck a deer. Now, there was another vehicle that was driving in the opposite direction. Well, the deer flew off of that first vehicle that initially hit it, and then it landed on another vehicle that was passing by and driving in the opposite direction. And unfortunately, it killed the passenger that was there in that vehicle that was on the other side of the road. I mean, it's such a tragic thing. And we've learned that student that was killed, it was a student that was killed, went to Malvern Prep. And so right now we're just trying to dive into the situation, trying to find folks that are familiar with the situation. Of course, as you had mentioned, I mean, there's tons of people talking about it, but trying to see if there's any local connections that we can get on camera that will talk to us kind of about this student and the impact that this is having on the community, because it is such a tragic thing, Jen.
Yeah, and Greg, you know, I live in and around that community. I am told that the Haverford Boys School last night was having a senior dinner. It's something they do as part of their tradition before the first day of school, which was this morning. And as you know, in a sports context, the Haverford School and Malvern Prep, I mean, they battle and, you know, it's fierce. But when the Haverford Boys School heard about this from a Malvern Prep student, obviously the tone and the nature of what was supposed to be a celebratory dinner for those guys, you know, ended. And I don't know if you've gotten this far. Again, just beginning to get the reporting going on this. It's my understanding that his mom was driving the car and that potentially his little sister was in the back. And if people are just catching up, again, another car was involved in an accident with a deer, and that deer hit the car of the student that was killed. I don't know if you're hearing the same thing, but just unimaginable tragedy and heartache and heartbreak throughout that whole community, as I'm sure you're hearing today, Greg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and to your point of what you were mentioning, we are hearing a lot of chatter, unfortunately, in regards to the Pennsylvania State Police and providing, you know, that confirmed information. They have not released any of that information in regards to that, but I definitely have heard all the chatter that you've been talking about, because it's across all of the different social media pages. You're seeing it over and over of people talking about the scenario. I will say, when we were driving by Malvern Prep, I mean, Jen, I used to live in Malvern for a little bit. And so I am familiar with the school. I've done stories with students at the school, actually, you know, happy stories at the school. This school is guarded like Fort Knox at this point in time. I mean, they have security guards all over the place that are on ATVs. They are on high alert, of course, to try to protect the students, because this is just a very tough time that they are going through. We have seen some things in regards to this student and some certain stuff in regards to possible extracurricular activities that this young man might be participating in. So we're going through all those avenues, trying to reach out to potential coaches and things like that. So we're currently trying to figure that out, because, of course, like you mentioned, there's a lot of chatter that's going on. So, you know, that's kind of the process that we're in right now.
You know, I love it that you put it like that, and I love that we have this forum to discuss how it all works. You know, as a mom that has a kid in high school, I want my kid's high school protected like a fortress when something like this happens. Mm-hmm. As a reporter, we're trying to talk to the people that knew this kiddo, that know, you know, what he was doing, what he was all about, where he was headed in life. And again, as a journalist, you want to hear from police. What are the details of the investigation? What is the truth? So I'm glad that you can sort that out for us. And again, all of us, you know, regardless of the details, again, thinking of that family, thinking of that school, again, not just that school, but, you know, all of the places that he must have touched being a part of the private school community in and around the Philadelphia suburbs. Thank you for always being one of our great reporters. We're going to see you behind the news at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock. Good luck. You have your work ahead of you, especially with that fortress. Loved the explanation. Thank you, Greg.
Yep. All right. Yeah, thanks, Jen.
Certainly some tough information to hear, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to take you to break. We're going to reset. There is a ton happening. Some of it very tragic like that. Some of it just informational. Guess what? You get it all after this. Welcome back, everybody. I am Jen Frederick. This is Fox 29, live at noon. If it is happening now, you are going to see it, no matter where it is. That includes Washington, D.C. As you know, the House has a big job ahead of it before October 1st. They've got to come up with a budget, with a financial deal that will keep this country running. They've just gotten back, the past couple of days. Let's dip in, see what they're talking about now.
Two, North Dakota Field Office Record of Decision and Approved Resource Management Plan. C, the Joint Resolution, House Joint Resolution 106, providing for congressional disapproval under Chapter 8 of Title 5 United States Code of the rules submitted by the Bureau of Land Management relating to Central Yukon Record of Decision and Approved Resource Management Plan. Section 8, House Resolution 668 is hereby adopted. Section 9, House Resolution 605 is hereby adopted. Section 10, House Resolution 598 is laid on the table.
The gentleman from Virginia is recognized for 1 hour.
Mr. Speaker, for the purposes of debate only, I yield the customary 30 minutes to the gentleman from Massachusetts, pending which I yield myself such time as I may consume. During consideration of this resolution, all time yielded is for the purpose of debate only. Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members have 5 legislative days in which to revise and extend their remarks.
Without objection.
The Rules Committee met last night and reported out a rule providing for consideration of 4 measures. H.R. 4553, the Energy and Water Development and Related Agencies Appropriations Act. H.J. Res. 104, providing for congressional disapproval under Chapter 8 of Title 5 of the United States Code of the rules submitted by the Bureau of Land Management relating to Miles City Field Office Record of Decision and Approved Resource Management Plan Amendment. H.J. Res. 105, providing for congressional disapproval under Chapter 8 of Title 5 of the United States Code of the rules submitted by the Bureau of Land Management relating to North Dakota Field Office Record Decision and Approved Resource Management Plan. H.J. Res. 106, providing for congressional disapproval under Chapter 8 of Title 5 United States Code of the rules submitted by the Bureau of Land Management relating to Central Yukon Record of Decision and Approved Resource Management Plan. House Resolution 672 provides for consideration of H.R. 4553, the Energy and Water Development Related Agency Appropriation.
Obviously, the representatives are worried about their individual districts. That's what they're talking about. You hear that a little bit this time of day. They want to let people know what's happening. One thing that everyone cares about, whether you live in Philadelphia, New York City, or Los Angeles, is housing affordability. People have to be able to live and eat affordably. There is a press conference now discussing that.
The scope of the bill, it's a lot of small to mid-sized changes to housing, just throwing a lot of them at the housing system. How do you guys feel about that approach and lessons to be taken from the Senate, if any?
I think first, them just taking a big kind of swing or a bunt swing, I guess, at the problem is at least it shows that they know that they have a problem they want to address. The keynote speaker for the summit was Ruben Gallego, who sits on the committee, on the Finance Committee in the Senate. And one of the things he was stressing is that, in California, we need to deal with some of the regulatory issues, which we all agree that the state legislature and the governor have tried to address. And when I was there, I was trying to address it, but it took them kind of years to get that to a point. He mentioned something regarding they're kind of boxed in also by federal lands, and how do you deal with that? So I think some of the stuff that we can get done, we should get done. Stuff that doesn't cost money, stuff that will move the ball forward. But if we really want the scale, we're going to have investments in the billions of dollars. I asked, one of the questions I asked, what do we need? And I think how much would we need? The low-income housing tax credit, that expansion included about 15 to 16 billion. That would build about 1.2 million units over the next 10 years. Still too small, right? So that's why it's Congress is not going to be able to, we're going to play a role, but then a lot of it also has to be done at the local level to streamline a lot of their regulations. If they're choking development, that's still going to.
And again, you hear them there talking about the fact that housing affordability needs to be managed all across this country. Certainly it's an issue that happens right here in Philadelphia. We're going to switch gears a little bit. Speaking of Philadelphia, we are throwing one big party July of next year. Mayor Parker is going to announce to the city of Philadelphia the bigger plans to bring that celebration. It is the 250th anniversary, I like to call it a birthday, of the United States. Kelly Rule is there. You're setting us up. There's going to be a big press conference at 1 o'clock. I see you on Independence Mall because people are really getting excited for this.
They are, and I can tell you it's a party here right now. So if you look behind me, you can see there's people gathering back this way. So we're on the second floor of the visitor center, which has a really awesome balcony that looks out to the mall. But they have water ice and soft pretzels and all kinds of Philly themed food and fun outside here. And then there's a large crowd that's gathering inside ahead of the press conference, which is supposed to start at 1 o'clock. They give some background on what to announce. We have some information, but we know that the mayor will be here, of course, and Michael Newmas, who is the director of all things 2026 in the city of Philadelphia. And I think today's focus is really about how they're going to incorporate the entire city with the excitement for next year. I think a lot of people think about this spot when they think about the July celebrations at Old City and maybe Center City. But the goal today is how other neighborhoods across the city are going to also be part of the fun and celebrations. And it sounds like today they'll be talking about certain locations where there will be events, beautification projects, things like that, and just a way to get everybody excited and not keep it to just one distinct area.
So, okay, so first of all, we are going to carry that press conference here streaming. We will stay with you through 1 o'clock, just so everyone knows about that. What's very unique about our part of the 250th is we will also be having the MLB All-Star Week right there in July, in the middle of it. Obviously, we have golf stuff happening. We have the PGA Championship. Kelly, I don't know if I told you this, but like when I have traveled to other cities, I was in Williamsburg, Virginia 2 months ago. They're trying to have this as their town celebration. Boston is certainly trying to steal the thunder, if you will. I imagine DC is going to try and do something. I haven't heard anyone talk about this, but like, is there anyone talking about the fact that Philadelphia needs to own this? I mean, Boston, fine, you had a tea party. Williamsburg, fine, but like, we need to own this.
Yeah, this is the birthplace of America. This is exactly where people should be. I will say, last week we covered the preparations that are going to be underway in just a few weeks now, a month really, for the Navy and Marine Corps 250th birthday and celebration. And that's going to be a huge event here in the city. And they said that's really for the city kind of a way to kick off and own the celebrations that are going to be going on next year and all through next year. So they said that kicking that off this year and having so many people coming from across the country to be a part of those festivities, to see ships coming in from Norfolk and from other parts of the country, and having days of events lined up, again, kind of citywide. I mean, I think a lot of them are going to be in the Old City area, but that is a way to say, hey, we're the one-stop shop for all of that. You can come here in October, you can come here in November, and if you liked what you saw, this year, just wait till you see what we have in store for next year. So I think that's sort of a way to get what's in store on the map. And that's why I think they're having these events so far out, to get people excited and get people aware. So people aren't, asking questions leading up to next year, what's really going on. They're going to know now what the city is going to look like.
And here's what I love about what you just said is that they're going to do beautification projects throughout the city. When the Pope came, you weren't here then, but you probably know about this. Like, they cleared the way.
I've heard a lot.
Yeah, Camden right over, but it was like a very narrow pathway so that people they were getting off I-95, but the neighborhoods adjacent to where all the events were happening, they were still a mess. And similarly, when we had the DNC and the RNC and these big events, it's good to hear that finally, people like Kenyatta Johnson and Mayor Parker are aware that these other neighborhoods are going to need help too, because especially when you realize that unlike those other events, certainly big, certainly national, but single-threaded, we're going to have so many on top of each other. FIFA right here on Fox 29, all of it happening in July, that there will need to be other places that people need to be a part of. And so I like this idea that it's there. Certainly, we've mentioned this, Old City is the focus, right? And certainly Camden right there because they
Always,
come in over
yeah.
the bridge. But it is good to hear that they
Mhm.
are going to make sure that other areas of the city are incorporated. I'm assuming that it's really just the mayor and city council president talking today. We're not hearing from any sponsors or anything like that about activations with brands that might be happening during the event.
We're not getting the impression that that's going to happen today. I do know that they're going to have some other folks here, including someone that represents like the business corridor in West Philadelphia, specifically Lancaster Avenue there. So, we don't know for sure yet, but that's making me think that that's going to be one of the areas. And we're talking, West Philly, a long distance here from Old City, where they're hoping to incorporate the celebrations and beautification projects and things like that. And to your point about what was going on during the time that the Pope was here. I'm hoping maybe they learned from that. And I think, it's hard to get the entire city engaged and excited when we're talking about these things happening in only one location. It's not, as accessible that way. But the point of what they're trying to say today is that it will be accessible and that these, celebrations, the excitement will be coming to every neighborhood. So I'm definitely interested to see exactly what those projects will entail. But again, I think today is more about what will be involved in each neighborhood. Not sponsorship yet, but that could be coming.
I was looking for my free something. I'm kidding. All right, Kelly Rule. Again,
I mean, there are pretzels and water ice and all kinds of stuff.
You're only a block away. Be a friend. Be a friend.
Yeah.
We're going to watch what you find out at the 5 and 6 o'clock news, obviously 4 o'clock behind the news. And again, we're going to carry the press conference that she's talking about at 1 o'clock right here. Stay with us because we'll have that. Kelly, thank you so much for your help. Go get a pretzel. We'll see you at 1 o'clock.
See you then. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. And weather, obviously, when you think about July, always an issue. Today, the weather is gorgeous. I just want you guys to see what it looks like right now. Look at this. We've got weather temperatures in the low 70s. It's just a chef's kiss. And why do we care about the weather? Because we are in the zone, the Eagles zone. Tomorrow night, the Cowboys visit that spot right there, Lincoln Financial Field. What's interesting today, you're hearing a lot from all the beat reporters that are checking in with the Eagles players. Obviously, one of the big storylines all week, Coach Nick Sirianni has said that when the Super Bowl banner is unfurled, that his players will not be on the field. It's part of their message that started in preseason that this is a new season. They don't want to look back. They want to look forward. Jalen Hurts, the quarterback, did not put on his Super Bowl winning ring at the ring ceremony. He wants to look forward. A.J. Brown, one of our superstars in May, visited what's called the most dangerous gym in America. Why? He wants to be dangerous on the field. All of these guys, many of them left, most notably from defense. Many of the people who won on the offensive side of the ball, they are ready to do this again. They are starting this fresh. It is a new season. They are not resting on their laurels. They are ready to give the Cowboys and the Eagles fans everything they have. All right, so are we. There is a lot going on. Again, we're going to be here until about 1:30 today because of that press conference. We're going to go to break. We expect you to stay right there and stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. This is a tale of two teams in our little control room. We have JB here. Okay, you're wearing your Phillies hat.
Yes.
We're playing the Brewers tonight.
Playing the Brewers tonight, yes.
We got to get the W. What do you think?
Oh, we're definitely going to beat
It's
the
going to
Brewers.
happen?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay. Chris is here also. JP, and the problem with JP is always that he likes to wear. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? You know what that means? We out. We out. Thank you, John. Okay, so I am obviously wearing my Eagles green because, as I mentioned, we are in the window. I like to say we are a little bit more than 24 hours away. A little bit more than 24 hours away from the Eagles and the Cowboys. And you know what's really fun? I'm holding the camera. Can I open a door? I can. Hi, team. Sorry to be annoying. I'm going to see our fake sports expert, Tom Loudon. Wait a minute. What's happening over here? Okay, so first of all, when you hear that, that's not the best camera angle. Look at that. It's like you're an executive. Hi, good morning.
How you
Good
doing?
afternoon. We got JP in the Phillies hat. We got JP in the Mets hat. We don't like that at all.
No, I will go with, I'm assuming you said JB with the
John
Phillies.
Brown,
Yeah,
yeah.
John Brown. John Brown has been raised correctly and lives life correctly.
Yeah, good
If you're, JP does a really nice job at his day job, but obviously has made some wrong choices in life.
Yeah, and he's got a kid.
Unless he just says he likes orange and blue or something.
No. Okay, when you hear that A.J. Brown wants to be dangerous on the field, do you believe it? What do you think?
Well, obviously, he always wants to be dangerous on the field. This is why at some point during the year, he's going to be upset that he didn't get enough throws his way.
Yep.
He's going to be reading on the sidelines or something, and we're all going to talk about it. But he's one of arguably the best receiver in the league right now and should get a lot of play. And this comes back to, but Jalen also has a lot of targets. He has Devontae. He has Goddard. Obviously Saquon's going to get his touches. There's a lot. There's only so many balls that can go around.
Okay, and so my question to you is it the blowout we all want tomorrow night?
Now, once again, you're getting to me. I'm never going to be one to say.
Okay, let me ask you this question. How do you feel about the fact that they're not going to be on the field when the Super Bowl banner comes down?
I'm fine with that. Here's the thing with football. There's 53 guys who will be dressed. 20 of them weren't even on the team last year. So we don't need those guys. Those guys are still trying to win one. This is just, they have plenty of time to look at the banner.
All right, that's good. I like it. Moments with Loudon. Maybe there could be an open for that. All right, here's what we're going to do. Thank you, Tom. He's from South Philadelphia, so he thinks he knows everything. Shayna is also working on a story for us today. Hi, ladies. That's the original programming group. What we're going to do is we're going to, dip to break, and we'll be right back. Oh, is that Brian Wilson? Yeah. Hey everybody, I'm Jen Frederick, and this is Fox 29 live at noon. One of the reasons why we dip to commercial break is so we can reorganize the reporters. The other reason is so I can hear from you. You guys are great. I'm hearing from so many of you on social media. You're liking the show, you're with us, and candidly, the guys and I are very happy that you're here. We hope you join us noon to 1, Monday through Friday, every day, every week. Unless it's a vacation day. Okay, one of the people that never gets a day off, Shayna, one of the things she's talking about today is security on Temple's campus. She's got a smile on her face. She does get some days off, and she takes advantage of them. But today we're on a pretty serious topic. Both you and Kelly pitched this, that Temple Police wants to make sure that the students on their campus are prepared in case of an emergency, correct?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So Temple Police and Public Safety put out a really lengthy video, essentially, for the campus community and even just anyone that sees this video. It's helpful information. It's about really how to respond in the event of an active threat, active shooter situation. And coming off of the heels of what happened, sadly and tragically, in Minneapolis, it couldn't be, even more timelier for a campus like Temple University, just in the second week of the semester kicking off. So one of the big things that was featured in the video, and it's something that is really spreading nationwide amongst the law enforcement departments all over the country, is this concept of run, hide, fight. And those are the three key components that they were really driving home in their promo video to everyone to essentially keep in mind: to run away if you can't run, to hide if you have to fight, then fight. And of course, Temple University will obviously be as fast as they can to the scene, but they're really giving people the tools to remember and keep in mind, God forbid something like that happen.
And when you think about the fact that in Villanova, literally on the eve of their first day of classes, they had a threat, turned out to be a hoax, but the very next day, the students and the professors, they were offered, and many of them participated in therapy sessions. Just being told that it was happening, watching their classmates running around. You think about the difference between the environment at Villanova University in the Philadelphia suburbs and Temple University in North Philadelphia. And you think about the fact, city versus suburbs, but still, these are kids that were just sleeping in their bed 1 month ago and really didn't have to candidly think for themselves when it comes to a threat. So this is one of the reasons I'm sure that they want to remind these kids, like, hey, it could happen. This is what you need to do. I'm curious if they mentioned Villanova at all.
They did not. Well, let me take that back. There was mention of what happened on Villanova's campus, and that even in a hoax situation, sadly existing, they still want students to still be able to respond to it as if it is a real, the real deal. So that is the good news. It seems as though Temple is obviously aware of what's happening, in campuses nearby and across the country, and they've certainly acted on that and put this out to make sure that at the very least we can save as many people and keep as many people safe as possible.
So, will they you heard about there's some drills, there's some videos. I know that you just got out there. Have you talked to kids? Are they nervous about it? Like, years ago I traveled on 9/11, and obviously there were some, memorial videos, and it made me aware that flying and being safe is not always a guarantee. It was just the date and the time and all of that. Because this video is out there, have you spoken with students? Are any of them, reminded of what could happen? And does that candidly freak them out a little bit?
The kids had a pretty good attitude. I spoke to a number of students who say that they feel very safe on campus. I spoke to freshmen. I spoke to juniors and even sophomores that have been here, a little more time. And so they're able to kind of give a better gauge on how they feel. And they feel even more confident now that Temple took the time to, create this video and put it out. as well as promoting, the TU safety updates that, students are able to get on their phones should anything happen. So it didn't seem like people were necessarily freaked out. They felt better knowing that there are steps that they can take, in addition to, simply staying aware. One of the big things on a campus, just on any campus, it doesn't have to be Temple's campus, but students have to be aware of their surroundings. And sadly, we live in an era where, students have their headphones in, their faces are buried in their phones. And so when you have, a generation of people that are pretty much just stuck to their phones and losing that spatial awareness, it creates an issue. So also driving home the fact that students should simply be aware of their surroundings is going to make all of the difference in their safety. And so students seem to be responding to that well.
Yeah. It's just something that they are going to have to live with. And you're right, we've seen a lot of self-defense experts that show video. And candidly, I've done it. I'm sure you've done it. You're walking down the street, looking at the phone, either if you're off or at work, and you can get tripped up, if you're not paying attention, if you're not aware. And certainly if someone is in a position to prey on you, they can take advantage of that. And it's just another thing that all of us need to be aware of. Shayna, we do appreciate the help. Good luck with the rest of it, keeping all of us safe. You'll see her on the 5 and 6 o'clock news. We're going to dip out, come back. We've got more stuff coming for you. Welcome back, everybody. I am Jen Frederick, and we have Chris Rivers here. Chris he is part of the team and really the quarterback of the team that puts together all of the information, figures out, what is streaming, where are we going? Like earlier in the show, you saw the Goddard School with the Guinness Book of World Records. We knew about that because we have a team of people letting us know what is happening. I always like to talk about the Eagles. Did you see that Fox Sports, which, is part of the family, they've ranked Eagles #1, Ravens #2, which is weird because Lamar Jackson can't seem to win a playoff game. Kansas City Chiefs 3, Buffalo Bills I think were #4, which was interesting that people keep talking about, can the Eagles repeat? The question is, if 2, 3, and 4 are AFC teams, they certainly have a shot. And again, this is like the writers and all this other stuff. Does it surprise you that the Ravens are ahead of Josh Allen's Buffalo Bills or the Kansas City Chiefs?
It does. Baltimore's always been a defense-heavy team, so maybe that's the reason why they're slightly above. Because after what
defense wins championships.
Exactly. I mean,
Okay.
we showed it in our Super Bowl, so
Yeah.
I think maybe that's why us showing how dominant defense can be against a very good offensive player like Pat Mahomes. I mean, it makes sense.
He didn't look so good.
No, not against our defense.
And Nolans, he did not look good at all.
Not at all.
And then you heard today, from the public safety standpoint, because SEPTA has had issues, back and forth. The Eagles have said if you don't have a ticket, they don't want you tailgating in their lots. They want you to stay home.
Yes.
I was surprised by that.
I think it's just because they're being careful because of everything with SEPTA. Because even SEPTA said, as compared to what their normal train operation would be, it's going to be drastically dropped off. Not as much service. So
You're a SEPTA guy.
I am.
And if people don't know, a week ago on Monday, so before Labor Day, 20%, 30% cuts. They took away some of the routes. They said no express trains to and from sporting events. And then on Tuesday, a court said, give them the routes back. Have you felt differently getting to work?
The past couple of days has been fine.
Better.
But, it's been normal. I'll say operational. Nothing's been canceled or anything like that.
They aren't handing caviar out or anything like that.
But we
Back
will
rubs.
see. I mean, tomorrow is the day where they do go back to court to discuss this issue again.
Okay.
I don't think anything is going to happen in a moment. Meaning, if they rule on
By,
going forward with
by
those
kickoff,
cuts,
we don't have changes?
Yeah, I don't think they can implement it that quickly.
Yeah.
Based off of what they already have, because they always said it takes them about maybe 10 days.
Okay.
To kind of implement a lot of these changes, whichever way it goes.
And
so we shall see.
One of the reasons why we're talking, it is 1:01. We had been speaking with Kelly Rule about this press conference that is supposed to happen at 1 o'clock. Mayor Sherrell Parker, members of City Council here in Philadelphia, really talking about what the bigger plan for the celebration of the 250th anniversary will be. We were talking to Kelly a little bit about the fact that, sometimes when these big events come, I mean, Old City, Camden, anywhere on the I-95 corridor is gorgeous. And then you go out into some of these other neighborhoods and they candidly feel neglected.
I'm seeing some mascots if you want to see that.
Oh, we have mascots.
We got to show the mascots.
JP loves a mascot. All right, we're going to go to it
Even
now.
though he's not a Phillies fan. Interesting.
All right, so there you see it. That's Swoop. Fang is the guy with the mohawk. He is from the Philadelphia Union. We have Gritty, the Flyers mascot. We saw, there's Franklin. He's from the Sixers. And really this type of thing is what you see. I believe they're at the Convention and Visitors Bureau. If you're going to throw a party, our ambassadors need to be on site. Those are the city's ambassadors. Certainly we have a mayor, a police chief, and sports heroes. But those 4 or 5 mascots, when people see them, they know they're in Philadelphia.
Oh, it's a party. I mean, our mascots know how to get down. So, I think we're going to see some really good things coming up. We did get a press release about what to kind of expect some of the things to be discussed at the announcement today. Going to be a lot of activations going on around the city, festivals and events celebrating cultural richness and character of Philadelphia's neighborhoods by creating many different things there. Also some beautification projects. There's a lot of physical improvements to a lot of the corridors around the city. We also have a bunch of celebrations. It's going to be a lot of parties.
Are we going to be partied out by August?
I don't think so. Can Philly party themselves out?
I don't think Philly can party themselves out. Again, we've been talking about this. We will have the 250th. We have the some of the FIFA games that'll be right here on Fox 29. Also on Fox 29, MLB All-Star Week used to be a game. Now it's a full week at Citizens Bank Park. Hopefully we have a lot of Philadelphia Phillies playing in that game. And certainly Lincoln Financial Field is going to be host to FIFA. Again, just anywhere and everywhere that they can house people, I think stuff's going to be going on, as well as this big celebration. We also have the PGA Championship. I hear someone saying good morning. It is 1:04. Whoever this is, they do the same thing as me. I'm always on morning time, I guess. But we are expecting the mayor there. Looks like a gentleman is introducing people. Let's see if he's ready. He's got a walk around mic, meaning he's ready to have a party. We're going to dip in. We might come back. Stay with us. Again, this is a big press conference talking about what the city will do in 2026.
It takes a great gritty to steal a microphone. Welcome, everyone, to the kickoff for Philadelphia's celebration of America's 250th birthday. I am so thrilled to welcome you all here to Mayor Sherelle Parker's launch of the opportunity to flip the script on what celebration by not only having these major tentpole events, but ensuring that we spread the spirit of celebration across our incredible neighborhoods. As the director of planning for the city for the 250th, I've had the privilege of seeing firsthand, thank you, the passion, creativity, and collaborations that's been building behind the scenes to make this moment truly meaningful for all Philadelphians. Today, we are proud to launch Mayor Sherelle Parker's Ring It On, One Philly, a united celebration, a citywide initiative rooted in equity, community pride, and lasting impact. The 250th birthday of the nation is so much more than a commemoration. It's an opportunity to strengthen neighborhoods, amplify culture, and spark economic opportunity that reaches every corner of our great city. Now, please join me in welcoming the leader whose vision for One Philly is making all this possible, Mayor Sherelle L. Parker.
Hey, oh, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Whoa, Philly! I am so super excited. Are you all ready to ring it on in Philadelphia? Let me just start by saying a special thank you to all of the Visitor Center's team, to Catherine. You and your team have done an amazing job assisting us in putting all of this together. And I want you to know that we are grateful and we thank you for letting us be in your house today. Give another round of applause, please. To Michael Newmis, I want to say, Michael Newmis, thank you for that warm welcome and for the tireless leadership that you have provided as we prepare to celebrate, quite frankly, one of the most significant milestones in our city and our nation's history, the 250th anniversary of these United States of America. I'm telling you. To Sincere Harris, our Chief Deputy Mayor of Intergovernmental and Legislative. Where is she? She's around here. Oh, Sincere, thank you and the entire team for all of the work that you're doing to ensure that Philadelphia shines extremely bright for the nation and the world in 2026. And next, and I mean this with every fiber of my being, Giselle Jones. I didn't even say anything yet. I said Giselle Jones, and you all said, woo! It speaks for itself. Giselle is our city representative and director of the Office of Special Events, as well as leadership from across the city of Philadelphia who are present. We are all hands on deck and working with so many partners to deliver a celebration that is, one, worthy of our great city, the place where American democracy began. You're going to hear from him in a second, but I stand here today as mayor of the city during this exciting time, but I I want each and every one of you to know that none of what we have planned for 2026 happens without my chief partner as the mayor of this city, who is our city council president, Kenyatta Johnson, and the leader of our legislative branch. Mr. President, we don't get here without you and your leadership. Now, there's some electeds that I have to acknowledge here, because we were just having a meeting talking about intergovernmental cooperation and collaboration, and the city is asking for all of the help that it can get. And so I want them to stand. State Representative Jared Solomon, please stand. State Rep Regina Young. State Rep Derisha Parker. Is Council Member Rue Landau here? She was Rue Landau. And our Register of Wills, John Sabatini Sr. Give him a round of applause. Listen, I am thrilled to share that Philadelphia is ready for America's 250th, and we are ready to ring it on. We should all reflect on the fact that as the birthplace of democracy, the city has an incredible privilege and responsibility to lead the nation in commemorating this historic moment. Here in Philadelphia, we know that 2026, it represents more than just an historic day. For me, it's a year of connection, of progress, of pride that will shape the next generation of our city's story. This is what I mean when you hear me call us one Philly, a united city. Now we get an opportunity to not just publicly affirm it, we get a chance to demonstrate it through our actions in neighborhoods across the city. What better cause could we unite around than the awesome celebration of our independence at a time when our nation needs to reflect on its greatness and, quite frankly, our oneness. We will be the center of the world to remind everyone that no matter our differences, together we are one America. In 2026, we will bring the spirit of celebration, and Michael gets really excited every time he talks about this part. We will bring the spirit of celebration to every part of Philadelphia, from bustling commercial corridors and vibrant business districts to residential blocks and community spaces. We're making sure, and this is important, Philadelphia, so that you know that no matter how much we're partying and celebrating, Council President, we are never going to forget our assignment and why we're here. We're going to make sure that the benefits of this action-packed year are felt not just downtown, but across every neighborhood in the city of Philadelphia. So what are we, in essence, what are we doing? With Ring It On, we're making sure no community is left behind and that every resident has a chance to feel seen and valued and a part of this historic celebration. This initiative is grounded in what you are going to begin hearing me reference as, Nicole Cashman, we call them our ABCs. Activations, beautifications, and celebrations. Let me hear you say activations. Beautifications, and celebrations. These initiatives are the foundation of what will transform the 2026 year into a movement that reflects the true energy and creativity and unity of our people. Now, through the activations, the A's, we're supporting community festivals, block parties, and cultural events that uplift stories and traditions that make each neighborhood special. A friend of mine said, I thought I was in Philadelphia and it was just Philadelphia, but when I went to West Philadelphia, they said, I'm from West Philadelphia. And then this is true. We, as it relates to Philadelphia's identity, we are a city of neighborhoods, and we are proud of the communities that we represent, and we want to lift that up. Now, through the beautifications, we're giving our corridors a chance to shine making them cleaner and brighter and more welcoming for residents and visitors alike. And through celebrations, we're bringing in joy. Is joy important right now in our nation? Joy is important. We're bringing back pride. Listen, from 250 block parties and 20 Liberty Bell art installations. Give that a round of applause. 250 and 20 Liberty Bell art installations to a citywide neighborhood tour series. We're putting Philadelphia's voices, faces, and flavors, and let's talk about flavors, let me button up, I'm always thinking about food, on full display for the world to see and to touch. And all of these will take place throughout the city, from the Northeast to South Philly, and not just concentrated in Center City. It's important that each of you who are present here today, residents, stakeholders in our city, every time someone speaks about 2026, we need you to remind them that we will be celebrating across the city. Because this isn't just about bringing a celebration to one neighborhood or bringing it to a neighborhood, it's also about building it with them. So we're not going to be bringing anything to a community, they will build it with us. Communities are participants in what we refer to as Ring It On, and they're also co-creators. That's important. We're lifting up the power, actually, that already lives here. We're putting tools and resources directly into the hands, and I'm giddy about this part, block captains. Block captains are going to lead here. Community leaders, small businesses, and residents. The legacy, if we do it right, the legacy of this work, it will extend well beyond 2026 through increased visibility, a deeper civic pride, and new economic opportunity for America's 250th. And we're laying the groundwork in the midst of it all for a stronger, more united, and quite frankly, a more equitable Philadelphia for years to come. So how are you going to do it? Is the city of Philadelphia going to do it alone? Absolutely not. It would be impossible for us to try to do it alone. We're doing this in partnership with our Philadelphia City Council. How? Because we've invested in over 60 community partners whose 250th programming and initiatives will flow across the city. This is a once, and I need you to remember this, because my hope is that we all become ambassadors and we're delivering the same message no matter where we go. This is a once in a generation chance to show the world just where America started. Of course, don't forget that. That place and space in history is important, it's a fact. But where we're going next, and what we're doing in Philadelphia in a way that is exciting, in a way that is fun, in a way that we demonstrate our pride and that we show that we are together. So to our community partners, I want to thank you for stepping up. To the philanthropic community, funders, collaborators, we want to thank you all for believing in this vision. We're going to come back in a few, but I can't help it because I'm giddy now, and I need everybody to put one finger in the air for me. Mr. President, I can't help it. They're recording. I can see you back there. I'll come back there now. Let me hear you all repeat after me, and let me hear you say, one Philly, a united city. They know that was just a test. They're recording. One's high in the air. Let me hear you repeat after me. One Philly, a united city. There's nothing we can't do together. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, for your visionary leadership and for really investing in the people of Philadelphia. You know, as Mayor Parker shared, Ring It On is built on 3 pillars: activations, beautifications, and celebrations. These aren't just buzzwords. They're the framework for how this initiative will deliver real impact in neighborhoods across the city. Activations are about sparking energy where people live, work, and gather. Between March and October 2026, Philadelphia will support a series of community festivals, and these won't be one-size-fits-all. Each festival will reflect the unique character and identity of its neighborhood. These events will be designed with neighborhood partners, built on their ideas, and powered by their pride. And almost most importantly, they'll leave behind playbooks and partnerships that they continue long after 2026. Beautifications are about investing in the spaces people see and use every day. Our commercial corridors are the economic drivers of our neighborhoods, and they need to shine in 2026. That's why this initiative will bring commemorative benches where neighbors can sit and connect, public art that tells the story of a community, new banners that create a sense of pride, and attractive planters that bring new life and beauty to our blocks. These improvements aren't just cosmetic, they're investments in small businesses, in safety, and an increased sense of belonging. And then there are the celebrations, these joyful moments that will define the anniversary for so many Philadelphians and those throughout the year, throughout this epic year. And the bells across PA, which the mayor referenced, are in partnership with America 250 PA and Mural Arts, where we will have 20 unique fiberglass Liberty Bells, which will be co-designed by local artists and community members and installed in public spaces throughout our city. Each bell will reflect the character and story of the neighborhood it represents, and together they form a treasure map, a scavenger hunt, inviting Philadelphians and visitors to explore neighborhoods, communities, and deepen community pride and connect with the spirit of our nation's birthday in a very tangible way. We'll also launch Block Party Bonanza, through which 250 block parties will be selected to receive Life, Liberty, and Happiness kits, which is so exciting. And they'll be filled with tools, resources, and supplies to support and amplify their celebrations. It's a semi-quincentennial twist on Philly's most beloved tradition. Additionally, 25 blocks will be selected from the street department's 2025 Most Beautiful Block Contest, and they'll be rewarded with super block parties, inspiring all Philadelphians to take pride in their communities. Super block parties will create can't-miss events with elevated experiences where the grills are going, the DJs are spinning, kids are playing in the street, and everyone comes out to celebrate together. Because after all, for the Philadelphians, this year is all about bringing people closer together. It's a moment to bring, just like in this room, our communities a little bit closer together. Our block captains a little bit closer with the neighbors that they steward. Our youth closer together and to understanding that they have a voice and can be amplified and seen throughout this year. And there's going to be more announcements on that to come. Finally, we'll invite residents and visitors alike to see Philadelphia in a whole new way through the Neighborhood Tour Series. Each week from May to October 2026, a different neighborhood will be highlighted through walking and bus tours designed with local historians, residents, and community groups. These tours will elevate hidden histories, celebrate small businesses, and connect more people to the richness of Philadelphia's culture far beyond Center City. A workforce development program will also train a new generation of tour guides so that the benefits of tourism ripple further into our communities. Together, these ABCs, activations, beautifications, and celebrations will ensure that the 250th anniversary isn't just a moment we celebrate downtown, but a legacy we build across every neighborhood. This is about pride. It's about lasting impact. It's about Philadelphia showing the world that we are ready to ring it on. This wouldn't be possible without extraordinary collaboration across city departments. Thank you to City Representative Giselle Jones and the Office of Special Events, obviously our Department of Commerce, Departments of Streets, Sanitation, Clean and Green, Parks and Rec, and of course, Philadelphia City Council. To our funders collaborative for the U.S. Semi-Quincentennial, a group of philanthropic partners that came together to pull together an additional $16.25 million. On top, $16.25 million on top of the historic $100 million, over $100 million investment that the city of Philadelphia, both Mayor Parker and City Council collectively stewarded to make this all happen. And obviously the legacy funders for Philadelphia 250, including Comcast, NBC Universal, Independence Blue Cross, Fulton Bank, and Wells Fargo. Give them a huge round of applause. And finally, a special thank you to organizations who are committed to investing directly in Ring It On, including ShopRite, the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, and the Bellwether District. So thank you, Mia. Thank you to everyone. And we're also very grateful to Philadelphia 250. Thank you, Catherine, Elka, and to everyone who's been a part of this. Thank you again, Mayor, for your visionary leadership in driving forward and bringing the entire city together around your united vision. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Please join me in welcoming the president of our Philadelphia City Council, Kenyatta Johnson.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I thought this was a celebration, and most of you may or may not know I'm Baptist, so I'm good with call and response. And I just want to take a moment to ask everyone, can we give our mayor a real big round of applause? I am extremely proud of her leadership. I'm extremely proud of the work that her team is doing, and so give them one more round of applause. You talk about, Michael Newman said a $100 million plus investment as we celebrate the 250th celebration here in the city of Philadelphia. And that does not come by without having the leadership and, most important, the support of our mayor, Sherelle Parker. Give another round of applause. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge Captain Ott-Level. Give her a round of applause as well for signing up and making sure that we have a successful event. And also Michael Newman. Give Mike a round of applause. And I'll tell you why. I call Michael, I text Michael all times of the night, right, regarding this process. And listen, we talk about an investment of $100+ million, right? But for me, it doesn't mean anything if that investment isn't diverse and inclusive and making sure that everybody has a chance to participate in the economic development investment that we're doing in the 250th celebration of America. But also, when you talk about celebrating America, what I like about this particular initiative is that we will be celebrating in all neighborhoods all throughout the city of Philadelphia. And oftentimes, you think about celebrating America, you only think about just downtown, right? But the same way we celebrate the Betsy Ross House, we're going to celebrate the Paul Robeson House. The same way we celebrate the Independence Mall, we also be celebrating Belmont Mansion, which has the Underground Railroad. And so I thank Michael Newman for listening to the issues and concerns regarding making sure that this process is diverse and inclusive. And I'm very, very excited for what's going to be taking place in 2026. The eyes of the world will be watching the city of Philadelphia. But we're going to do as we always do. We're going to show up and we're going to show out. And here's how I know why, Mayor. There's a young lady who's going to be primarily at the helm of doing the operations, right? And when the Pope came here to the city of Philadelphia, we showed up and we did what? Showed out. And then also we had the NFL draft, right? Here in the city of Philadelphia, and we showed up and we also did what? Showed out. And so I just want to just acknowledge the person who will be behind the scenes, doing all the operations and getting the phone calls in the middle of the night. Let's acknowledge Ms. Giselle Jones. Let's just give her a round of applause. Listen, Madam Mayor, I'm feeling this energy that's inside this room. It's infectious, right? And there's no other time in our country that we need to come together. And so who else better for us to lead this initiative in our nation? And that's the city of Philadelphia. So thank you for having me, Mayor. Y'all keep up the good work. And God bless everyone.
You know, I'm so proud that across Philadelphia, the city has invested in over 60 community partners throughout every community you can imagine and geographic region, and many are here today, so thank you so much. And on top of the major community initiatives, obviously we can't lose sight that we will have extraordinary tentpole events, including next October when we welcome the world for the United States Navy's 250th birthday. And I just want to thank Lieutenant Hunter Woods, who's with us, who's actively serving and part of the planning process. Thank you for your service, sir, and thank you, George Leone. But someone who knows even more about all that is our next speaker, who has been a part of Philadelphia's greatest and biggest moments, whether it's the papal visit or the DNC, the NFL draft. Please join me in welcoming Giselle Jones.
Good morning. Well, afternoon it is. I apologize. Thank you, Michael Newman. Thank you very much. I'm so excited. You have no idea. I feel like a little kid today because, you know, when things begin to culminate and, you know, we galvanize and rally, and this is the thing that makes us the most happy. So beyond all the hard work, it's the energy, it's about the people. So I'm excited for all of us today, and I did want to say, you know, GE brings good things to life, but I'm going to pause them today because Mayor Sherelle R. Parker will be bringing good things to life in Philadelphia as we are all collectively planning for what is the best to come in 2026. As City Representative and Director of Special Events for Philadelphia, I have been very blessed to dedicate my professional work life to one simple mission: supporting, uplifting, and spreading joy through events. From block parties and parades to festivals to neighborhood traditions, these moments are more than just gatherings. They are the heartbeat of Philadelphia. They bring neighbors together. They spark pride in communities and shine a light on the cultures and stories that make this city like any other. From the beginning of her administration, the mayor expressed how deeply she cares about people and that what she wanted for all the big events were for them to reach neighborhoods where people live, that they can share and participate in what is happening in Philadelphia, not to Philadelphia. So I often imagine our event landscape as a big old quilt. Each celebration is a unique piece of fabric stitched with love and tradition. And when you step back, you see the beautiful design of Philadelphia, its diversity, that it is vibrant and united. Every celebration, big or small, reminds us that the real magic is not in the stage, the tents, or the lights. It is in the people. It's in the joy of children dancing on the street, the pride of small businesses showcasing their craft, and the friendships that grow when we share food, music, and traditions with one another. Many of you know that my office and my staff deeply care about the work that we do. And our commitment is to ensure that every neighborhood and every culture has a seat at the table, and that Philadelphia's event landscape continues to grow more stronger and more inclusive every day. That is why we are working to make it so much more easier to do business in Philadelphia, to streamline permitting processes, to empower both first-time event organizers and seasoned planners to bring their visions to life. Because we believe every voice, every community, and every block should have the chance to be a part of the 2026 story. This landmark year is more than a milestone. It's a movement. The eyes of the world will be on Philadelphia, as you've heard, and we will show them. We will definitely show them who we are, what this city celebrates together, what it learns together, and how it shines together. So, as we ring it on and step into this historic moment, let us remember, events aren't just dates on a calendar. They are the threads that weave us into what is one Philly. They're our gifts to each other and our legacy to the world. And if we keep lifting each other up, celebrating culture, neighborhood, and all the dreams, I know that Philadelphia will not just meet the moment of 2026, but we will rise above it. We will shine brighter than ever before. And I certainly don't want you to forget the mayor's ABCs. Thank you.
Thank you, Giselle. And for our final two speakers, please join me in welcoming the Acting Director of the Philadelphia Department of Commerce, Karen Fegley.
Thank you, Michael. So exciting to be here with all these great leaders today. At the Commerce Department, we're focused on creating strong, resilient neighborhood economies. And Ring It On gives us a historic platform to supercharge our strategies. So by spotlighting commercial corridors, want to make sure everyone knows. Do you know what a commercial corridor is? We throw that term around, right? So these are, I know our representatives now. So these are areas where businesses cluster, right? Where people come to shop and work and meet their neighbors. It's 52nd and Market Street, it's Germantown and Shelton, it's Frankfurt and Cottman. We have these commercial corridors in neighborhoods all around the city. And so by spotlighting them, we're not only helping the neighborhoods celebrate, but we're supporting the very spaces where people build livelihoods, launch businesses, and invest in their futures. Strategic beautifications and community-centered activations on 20 commercial corridors, they aim to increase the visibility, the foot traffic, and the momentum that will fuel their long-term growth. This initiative allows us to tap into the energy of 2026, and look at all this energy. We're going to use it to uplift small businesses, attract new visitors, and create a ripple effect across every participating community. So the corridor improvements, whether benches, planters, banners, and the year-long calendar of community-driven festivals, block parties, and events, they send a powerful message. We believe in you, and we're making real investments in your success. Thanks, everyone.
We look forward to announcing the various commercial corridors that will be transformed as part of the 250th. But one of the representatives, Lancaster Avenue, 21st Century Business Association, CDC, is here represented by Jackie Williams. Please join me in welcoming Jackie Williams. Thank you, Jackie.
Good afternoon, everyone. Boy, this is a full house. Thank you, Karen, and thank you to the city and Philadelphia's 250 for inviting community voices to the table from day one. At LA 21, our work is grounded right here in Philadelphia's neighborhoods, on Lancaster Avenue, in Mantua, and across West Philadelphia. Every day, we're supporting small businesses, strengthening commercial corridors, and making sure local voices are heard in shaping the future of our communities. That's why Ring It On matters. It's a citywide celebration. Every corridor, every business, every neighborhood has a place in this historic moment. It's a chance for communities like ours to showcase our culture, our people, our businesses, and our role in Philadelphia's story. And just as we do at LA 21, this initiative invests in building something lasting. When neighbors come together, when businesses thrive, when stories are lifted up, we are not only preparing for 2026, we're laying the foundation for a stronger Philadelphia long after. I'm proud that LA 21 can stand in partnership with so many others to bring this vision to light. And I can't wait to see how each of our neighborhoods will rise to this occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. You captured the spirit of this initiative perfectly. You know, as we look ahead to 2026, what excites me most is that this isn't just marking a date on the calendar. It's about building something lasting, something shared, something truly that belongs to every Philadelphian. To mark this moment, I'd like to invite our partners, our community leaders, and everyone who's been a part of bringing this moment together to join me on stage as we ring the bell so we can officially ring it on. Please join me.
There's been so many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go, and where we'll end up, I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting our show together, we're polishing up our act. If we've ever been held down before, I know
hadn't been in the bills. We also looked at the Senate bill and just kind of compared the two because obviously